Go on, Julio. Go on, Julio. She just said we look like Beavis and Butthead.
Well, I said she looked like both of them when she came in that T-shirt. But it really made me laugh.
But there's a story behind this T-shirt, isn't there? That I did a funeral for a 19-year-old and they wanted band T-shirts as the theme. And I ordered this T-shirt, didn't come in time. So I had to borrow a T-shirt off somebody, which was fine. And then when it did come, I was like, I quite like that.
Is it inside out?
No.
Why is there a ticket there then?
Because that's showing the cool brand.
R? Oh, R off. What's R off?
Oh, for goodness sake. Right, anyway. We're here because we get quite a few people come and train with us who are entering retirement. They're looking for the kind of final bit of their career journey, and Celebrancy is a really good thing for that.
Or they're burnt out teachers, burnt out nurses.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah. Or we get people at the other end who they have had a career, then they've had a career break to have children, and they're now looking to go back into working, but they want something that fits around their kids.
Which is what we wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we
so they often say, oh, you know, will that work? Does that work? And we say exactly that. We were those women, weren't we?
We were 20 years ago.
Yeah, so how old were your kids 20 years ago?
They're literally, Mitch is 22, and the girls are 20. So mine were little when I first started.
Yes, they were
little.
bubbies.
Yeah.
Mine were kind of like, I think about 2, 6 and 2, 4, 6. Yeah, about 2, 4 and 6. So
6.
They were still really small.
Yeah.
And that was, we worked for the registration service. So mine would have been in their early teens to mid-teens when I became a celebrant. Yours would have been a few years younger than that. And I would say it really was a job that worked around kids and caring responsibilities and parenting.
It was perfect, actually.
So what made it so perfect, Kate?
Well, I think because you are in control of the times that you work, you can
to a large extent.
Yeah, you can have meetings, school hours or in the evening when your husband, partner or whoever's back, so that you can then go out. It was also really nice then to actually put on a nice frock on a Saturday and just step out of your life, to be honest with you, and have a nice grown-up time.
So nice.
That was really nice to feel like you were yourself again. You wasn't mummy or wifey,
and then you would
anything.
Come back and have 3 small children clamouring for your attention. I know.
Beautiful.
I know.
Wedding.
I've just been all important and lovely, and now I've come back in and there's like 6 sticky hands all coming at me.
But it worked really well, emotionally as well. I didn't think about that till I just said it out loud.
Are you feeling emotional?
It was good. It was good for me. It was good for my mental health.
Actually, I hadn't thought of it in as deep terms as that. But you're absolutely right, because it wasn't just a job like, go and do your little job, love. It was important, wasn't it? You were doing something meaningful and important, contributing to the household, but also, feeling like you were doing something that had worth and meaning. And I do remember, and this is one of those, classic, you see it in films, but I remember having a funeral that was like at 2 o'clock-ish, it must have been, and Tallulah was in the Hastings Music Festival singing in the school choir, and she desperately wanted me to be there, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. and in time for her to sing, and I drove and ran to the White Rock Theatre and ran up into the balcony just as her school came on, and I could see her, you know, doing the "where's my mummy" look, and then her little face just going, oh, there's mummy, and doing that little mummy, and I was going, oh, I'm here. And I thought, oh, I'm so happy that I have this job where, you know I could have missed it because I had a funeral, but it wasn't like a job where it was an office and I was committed to 9 to 5 and there was absolutely no way I was going to see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
it fitted in very well.
It did,
good.
Because actually the last funeral slot of the day at our creme, and I think it's pretty standard across the country, is about what time?
3:15.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
3:15. So, you know, you might get that slot on the odd occasion, but you're not always going to get the last slot of the day. You're more likely to get, you know, throughout the day. So on the odd occasion, childcare needed to be arranged after school, but mainly not. And you know ahead of time, you usually know about 2 weeks ahead of time if you've got a funeral in the last slot of the day that you need to get cover for. You can see couples at the weekend or in the evening. You can see families at the weekend or evening,
and
weddings or during school time
are usually weekend.
Yeah.
So that doesn't impact. And actually it worked very well because then there was daddy children time, and it was really nice for them because they not forced together. I don't mean that, because he loved it anyway, but it sort of gave him quality time that he could spend with the kids too.
Yeah, that is
So it was
also
win-win.
True. Yes,
It really is.
and sometimes if you've got a weekday weddings are normally at 1 or 2 o'clock, aren't they?
Yeah.
So again, you potentially were finished in time for school run. So, yeah, it was a great job actually to do around kids. And then they grow up. They grow up really quickly.
Yeah.
And,
Where did those 20 years
and
go?
start living their
That's
own
where
lives.
we met the registration service.
We
us two,
did
yeah.
when we had little bambinis, and now we've got big, grown up adult children
Who are equally gorgeous.
gorgeous.